everyone. This is Waldorf.
And Gustav.
And now I have Battle Report 346.
346.
This is Game 5 of Buckeye Battle.
So the last game, you're up 4-0.
4-0. Not a single loss, not a single draw. Although one was 12-point and one was 11. But we won't mention that.
They're still wins.
They're still wins. So we get to the Highborn Elves.
Wow, an actual, quote, good army.
What do you mean? Oh, you mean a good guys army?
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
okay.
Every army you played's been evil.
It has been evil. Yeah. We did the list review. Joe and I did the list review.
Mm-hmm.
And
I haven't listened to it, but
as I was looking at all the lists that were out there, I was like, oh, whatever. That one's whatever. Then I saw this one. I was like, this aren't. There was one army on the list that was like, this army will destroy me.
Mm-hmm.
Guess which
And
army
it was
I
this
faced.
one. Okay.
Anyway.
Do you know what position you are at this point in the tournament?
I'm down. I have no chance. I have an 11 and 12. I don't know what position I am.
I was just curious if you knew what position you were in.
No.
Not the...
we were out. My opponent and I were both out of the running. So there was my list. I took Wheel Turns, Deceptive Glamour, Bewitching Glare, Twisted Effigy, and Bring the Pain.
Okay.
Now, the reason, here we go. So he has a High Prince as the general. He's got a longbow. He's got light armor, Essence of Mithril, Sliver of the Blazing Dawn.
Okay.
That's the one that every hat counts as 2.
Yep. Everybody's got it. Yep.
And he's the Karnreg Tower guy, so he's got 2 additional learn spells. I don't know what that
okay.
means. I guess he's the big Karnreg Tower guy because he's a High Prince, not a commander.
Okay.
And then he's got or High Prince, not a whatever. And then he's got a commander on a horse who's the BSB. He's got the Dragon Forged Armor and the Nova Flare.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's got the Nova. He's got the Nova and the Sliver, so that's terrifying. He also has a Lucky Charm. He's the Queen's Cavalier, which means something, I'm sure, to somebody.
I don't remember.
It doesn't mean anything to me. He's got a Mage who's an Adept of Pyro with the Book of Arcane Mastery and the Obsidian Rock.
Okay.
27 Sea Guard.
Okay.
With a Pyro Mage with the Book of Mastery to +2 to cast on his first spell with Flaming Swords, of course.
Okay.
Anyway. But they have the Navigator banner, which gives them steals a die from me.
673 points.
It doesn't steal a die from me. This one is the one that gives them distracting in the first round of combat.
Okay.
In full command. 20 Citizen Spears with Standard Bearer and Musician. 5 Reavers. So far, you're like, okay, who cares? 9 Knights of Rima, Standard Bearer, Stalker Standard.
Wow, that's a big unit.
It's a big, scary knight unit. 23 Swordmasters with the banner becoming, so he's stealing a die from me.
Okay.
A Veil token. And 22 Swordmasters.
Okay.
And 2 units of 4 Giant Eagles.
So you're saying you like Swordmasters?
I'm looking across the board at 45 Swordmasters, and I have nothing to deal with 45 Swordmasters.
But can you deal with the 8 Giant Eagles?
You know what would be nice? If I had 3 or 4 catapults.
Yes.
Would be really nice in this game.
That's probably true.
Now, Giant Eagles. A Giant Eagle is 100 points.
Yeah. Extra
it's
one's 30.
Less than 100 points for 3 more to add to it.
That's correct.
Why are people running single Giant Eagles?
I want to know why he's only got 4 and not 5.
Is 5's what you're allowed?
Yeah.
Is 5 the largest unit?
Yeah.
These things are really good. Anyway, whatever. They're dirt cheap.
First time I've seen them in
I like this a lot.
In a Highborn list. I expect them in a Sylvan list.
Sylvan Elf list.
Yeah, I've got 2 units of 5. But
okay. Yeah, like I said, I think it's a great unit.
Yeah, it doesn't cost too much. It can fight supporty units. It can pin mage bunkers down if you can get them in the flank.
Yeah.
And it can kill crappy mage bunkers.
So here's the spells. It's a whole lot of nonsense.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
This is the guy. This is the Karnreg Tower guy.
I'm looking at the old school spells behind the spells.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the other guy has Flaming Swords, Pyroclastic Flow, and not Burning Head. What is that? Oh, that's the Scourge thing, I think. Anyway, on the one on the right.
It just says pyromancy. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
So we're going to do spoils of war and refused flank. So this is the diagonal deployment and spoils of war.
What are these eagles he's got?
They're kind of like a dragonish look. They're a little dragon thing. I'm not sure what they are. It's a fantastically painted army.
I mean, it's kind of a neat looking model. That's why I was curious what it was.
So I deployed. I dropped everything with the intention of. I'm going to lie to you and say I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure out who goes first. It's been a week and a half now. Can't remember. So he deployed his unit. That's a unit block of spearmen on the far left. We're playing spoils of war, so you've got to move up and take these tokens across the center line. So there's a block of spearmen over there on the far left to go deal with the one on the left. Eagles, unit of reavers, big unit of swordmasters, big giant unit of sea guard. And what better place for dragon princes, 10 dragon princes, to hang out except on the hill?
Knights of Rima.
Knights of Rima, whatever. Rima. Another unit of eagles on the right, and a big giant unit of swordmasters behind them.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
And our terrain is?
And the terrain. He's got a forest right in his center of his deployment. Well, not his deployment, but center of his deployment zone, or half of the board. With a hill on the right, impassable. Keep coming around. There's a forest on my side and a ruin up there.
And a river behind you?
I think it's a river behind me.
Catch you back to the river.
Coming back to the river so I can't run away. That'll teach me a lesson. That'll keep me there fighting. There we go. There's a better picture of that.
Okay.
Vanguard.
You're defending your army list.
What's that?
You're defending your army list. That's what I like to see.
Exactly. Yeah, there's a better picture of those. The dragonish thingies.
What those models are?
I don't know.
Well,
maybe he'll answer us. Maybe somebody else will know.
Yeah.
Answer us.
Like they're all the same. Or are they not? No, there's two different ones.
I think there's two different poses.
Yeah, I wonder what this. I like those models. I wonder what they are.
More swordmasters, whatever. All right, so there we go. So I did go first, and I came forward, as you can see. Wolf Riders over here just hung back. No one came within 24 of that big unit because there's no reason to let that unit shoot me. Which I'm not really that worried about unless he gets flaming swords off on it. And there's a decent chance he gets that off, so not trying to go forward. Off to the right, you can see you can just see the foot of the giant. There you go. The giant, the hero, and the iron orcs swerve off here to the right.
Okay.
To just try to poke around the corner and see if we can go.
See if we can roll up the flank.
Yep. And I forgot what did we shoot? We didn't shoot anything. So don't know what this was. Quicksilver Lash. I think he cast at me and did no wounds. Rolled double ones. I think that's what he was indicating there. So his eagles come forward to chaff my two units. I can get past him on one side, on the left side, if I really want to, but I can't. By the time I wheel past him, I'm not getting into anything I want to or where I want to be. So, not doing that. You can see the Swordmasters decided to come take a look at what's going on over here.
And he's come off the hill.
And the Knights of the Rima came forward and got off the hill. I think they actually tried a 12 charge.
Okay.
On my boar boys, but I don't recall 100%, but I'm pretty sure they did because there's otherwise no reason.
Well, the giant's kind of poking out, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason for him to come off the hill if he wouldn't have failed charged.
Well, his infantry came off the hill too, so.
Well, his infantry came off the hill because he figured I wasn't going to come into his bow range, so he thought he might come forward and move me into his bow range. So my turn next. And the eagle over here came forward and chaff the giant.
There's some missing.
There's still two there. The two blocks. He's got these two squares that he puts on there because the eagle, when they form up this way, they won't form up.
I see.
So he has those squares to do the bases.
Okay.
So they're up there chaffing the giant, so he can't go anywhere except into the eagles. And we're gonna go turn two. Turn two. Giant declares a charge at the eagles, and they leave. Okay. So giant rolls an 8 or less and declares a charge at the spear block on the far left. They roll a terror check and they leave.
Oh, so both of them.
So they both fled.
They were both failed terror checks.
They both failed terror checks.
Okay.
The giant's confused. It's like, no one ever runs from me.
And then who did you chase?
I ended up well, the other guys ran completely off the board, so I
Yeah.
chased the eagles.
Okay.
It also kept me in towards the center of the
Yep.
board where I want to be. Over here, I elected to charge only one unit into this.
Right.
See if I can eliminate it. I've only got two boar boys on it, so I'm not going to eliminate it. I'm hoping to make it flee.
Right.
All right, and then over here on the other side. Oh, let's see if the next picture shows it. Okay, on the right hand side, on my turn, the Iron Orcs came forward to step on the token because he messed up his movement here with the sword masters because they can't wheel past the building. So the Iron Orcs come forward, step on the token so they can pick it up next turn.
And he can't get to you, and you don't have to.
He can't get to me, and now the Dragon Princes are way too close to everything.
Knights of Ryman.
Knights of Rima are way too close to everything.
And you brought your hero. How did Giant get over there?
Giant was on the back side of the building, remember?
Yeah, I understand that.
He just, free movement, you just pivot around, walk around the building, go back there.
Yeah.
He went to the left of the building.
Okay.
Remember his butt was sticking out?
Yeah, no, I just, I didn't know how he pivoted with being so close to the building.
He doesn't have to pivot, he just lifts, drops.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
On the pivot is a lift and drop.
Yeah.
So he did that. The hero flipped around behind the sword masters.
Yeah, that I see. Okay.
And over here, Wolf Riders came forward. I thought the giant charge. Oh, there we go. There's my charges. Why am I do all this? I guess I did my
No.
do my movement before my charges. I must have.
Unless you missed his turn.
Did I miss his turn? I don't see anything of his moved.
I don't know.
No, I didn't. So I marked up the wrong. I put him in the wrong order, I guess.
No, because the giant's already there.
Yeah, so the giant walked out to work because I mean the giant can't charge, or he would have charged something this turn. So he just moved out there.
Yeah, and so did the other guy.
So for charging.
Oh, so you did your one charge and then you started doing your movement?
I guess so.
Oh.
Anyway, so the spider declared a charge at the. We'll start with the giant. The giants declared a charge at the eagles on the far left. They held this time.
No, he must have done something because you already charged the two guys and they ran off.
Why wouldn't he have just killed the giant? And the sword masters haven't moved.
I don't know. Because right, you just charged the eagle.
Or maybe he shifted the sword masters to the right so they could get past. And yeah, I don't know.
Because you're missing a boar boy on this unit.
I'm very confused. I'm missing a boar boy, and there's 2 wounds on the eagles. The eagles have fought around.
Yeah, and the eagles.
Yeah, I don't know. This is weird. Not sure what happened. Anyway, so this turn, which I believe is turn 3, the giant charged the eagles up on the top left. They held. The spider charged into the knights of.
So the eagles had rallied before.
The eagles rallied on his turn. So the spider charges into the reavers. They fled. They failed their terror, I believe. Fled or chose to flee. I think they chose to flee this time. The spider redirected into the Sea Guard.
Yeah.
This big unit of boar boys here can get past the eagles now, so it's going to charge into the spears as well. And the hero on the right is going to charge into the spears and knock out their spear bonus.
Okay.
And then the giant walked up and chaffed that unit. I guess.
Because you just walked that guy up there. So yeah.
So over on the left, all 3 units failed the charge onto the Sea Guard.
Okay.
Everybody failed the charge on the Sea Guard. So the giant on the left comes forward, hit the eagles, killed them, overran, ran into the fleeing reavers.
Okay.
And because he hit a fleeing unit, can make a leadership check and reform.
And he did.
So he did, and he faces back down.
Okay.
Boar boys came forward to stop these sword masters from making a charge here into the
wolf riders.
Into the spider. The wolf riders.
Yeah.
Block it from doing the spiders. These wolf riders block this Sea Guard unit from doing nasty stuff to me.
And he reformed. It looks like he reformed his Sea Guard on his turn.
He did. He reformed He did his turn,
Yeah.
and his turn, which does not show. I got the wheel turns off on his unit
Hmm.
of dragon princes, but they still eliminated
Okay.
the giant. He charged the giant and killed it on this
Okay.
turn. And you can see that
And his sword masters are coming around the building.
yeah, the
Coming around the mountain as they come.
the Iron Orcs have picked up the token and tried to walk off,
and they're going the other way.
and just hoping that no one notices them.
Yeah.
So we got that.
I think it's too late for that.
You think so? But they've already moved. He's already moved, and for whatever
Right.
reason, we're back in my turn.
Yes.
Because the see the arc over here on the right, it's over there because we had done it, and the Iron Orcs can just barely make it out of his arc.
Okay.
So he's not going to be charging me next turn. So yeah, there you go. Except for this one guy sticking on the very, very bottom right.
Yeah.
So he's unorganized. So there you go. That's everybody else's failed charge and where we ended up. There
It's
we
like
go.
you're like plopping a wound here and a wound here.
On the Eagles.
There on the Eagles.
Yeah, it's just like I've got no one that can fight in that unit. I'm putting out 6 strength 4.
6 strength 4 attacks.
6 strength 4 attacks a turn.
Yeah.
Is all I'm putting out. Hitting on 4, so that's 3,
Mm-hmm.
1.5 wounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
they're
doing about average.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, so we've got that, and that's where all that is.
Okay.
So now it's back to his turn. Actually, he killed the giant before I got wheel turns on him. I got wheel turns on him after he killed the giant.
Okay.
Wheel turns is on him now. So back to his turn. So he's going to try to get rid of both my Wolf Rider blocks. They're going to stand and take it. And over here, he's going to charge his Knights of Rima into my Boar Boys.
Okay.
He wanted to charge the Iron Orcs, but after he looked at it, he's like, "Oh, I can't get to your flank, can I?" And he's in my flank. So that was a problem.
Stupid rule.
A very dumb rule. So that's what we got. So they make it. Everybody makes it. And the sword masters decide they've had enough of this nonsense and kind of poke around the corner.
Slowly working their way around. Looks like he failed his march move.
I think he did. Even despite 3 dice.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody else runs in, smack, smack, smack. Looks like bad. Everything bad's about to happen. Dun, 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 dun. I don't even think I made him roll with the sword masters up on the top. But both units eliminated both my units of Wolf Riders.
Okay. So he pivoted one and just sat with the other?
He pivoted one. He pivoted with that one, the sword masters.
Yeah.
And the others just kind of sat there and kept everything in their front.
Right.
Just to make sure everything stayed in their front.
And then he destroyed your cavalry.
He destroyed my cav and faced
your Iron Orcs.
Because they're not looking very happy about this whole situation.
They'll be happier charging than being charged.
He destroyed my Iron Orcs again. Destroyed my Iron Orcs with the wheel turns on him. So
yeah,
I mean he's hitting me on.
The Eagles would they pursue and they ran into the flank?
Yes, I fled. He won the combat. The Boar Boys fled. The Eagles pursued, and because of the way it was lined up, they clipped the flank of my unit as they pursued.
Okay.
So they're in my flank, tying me up, which saves those dragon princes, because if I could sandwich them, they're dead men.
Yeah. They're probably still not
Knights of Rima
thrilled about what's in front of them.
It's only Black Orcs.
Mm-hmm.
You don't understand. You've never played them before. You've never used them in this thing. So the Iron Orcs will charge. The Spider's going to charge into the big unit of Sea Guard, and the remaining hero, it's on the far right, is going to charge into the Sea Guard, into their flank.
Okay.
And the giant that's back there in the back of the woods is going to charge in the back of the Spearman.
Oh, yes.
I mean the Sword Master.
Yeah, okay.
Because he was looking at the numbers real quick, and he's like, "Oh well, I only have 4 that can fight you. That's only a potential of 8 wounds."
Yeah.
So anyway, so here we go. So we're gonna do that. Everybody gets in this time. My general, if I'm not mistaken, my general moved down and. No, he didn't actually, because he couldn't move down because he was in my flank.
Right.
So
unless you were already there.
He wasn't. That's my BSB on the side. So there we go. Everyone makes it in.
Oh, your BSB's over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the giant goes in. I think he killed those 6 you see right there.
Uh-huh.
He only did 1 wound back to me. He had a terrible roll.
It failed his tear?
He did not fail his fear check. He passed his terror, did not fail his fear test either. Giant did all that. He rolls. He says, "Okay, whatever." Rolls a steadfast check. He's an 8. Great. He sticks. He starts to
Why is he steadfast?
yeah, he starts to turn him around,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, "What's all that green stuff underneath you?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, that's a forest, isn't
Mm-hmm.
it?" So Mr. Giant broke him and ran him down.
Okay.
So that's my favorite giant now. Over here in the center,
I still like the other model better.
we spider charges and we just fight it out. He put a few. Where's my wounds? There we go. Guy with a sliver of the blazing dawn puts 3 wounds on my spider,
Mm-hmm.
and the spearman I think did 1 more, so I think it's got a total of 4 on him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've also cast Born to Fight on the. Bring the Pain on the Knights of Rima.
Okay.
Notice there was a Knights of Rima missing before, and he's back now because he's got this stupid Oaken throne up.
Ah.
Anyway, so Iron Orcs with reroll to
Wow.
wound, eliminate 2.
Okay.
Um,
What'd you go with?
I went with, what did I go with? I think I went with great weapons on the first round. I did. Went with great weapons on the first round, knowing he was going to go first no matter what.
Right.
And the guy with the Nova Flare activated the Nova Flare, and I think he killed, I don't know, all 5 or me or something.
Okay.
Killed too many. Wasn't good. So anyway, this is actually after a second round of combat.
Oh.
Because I held on the first round,
Okay.
and the Swordmasters came into my rear
Okay.
and finished me on the second round. The only chance I had of beating them were if I would have beat the Eagles that were fighting this unit over here on the left, my other big boar boys. The chance I had was if they could not kill the Eagles but break them and make them run, then I could have run into the back of the Knights. But it was a forlorn chance.
How would they do that?
Because remember, I was fighting right here. Against the Eagles.
But they were on your flank.
Yeah, but if they would have run, I could have made them go that way, and they would have head to the right. And hit the Eagles. They would have clipped them.
Okay.
Yeah, it was perfect. Everything was set up there wonderfully.
Okay.
So anyway, we do that, and then on the last turn, and again, this is another one of these victims of trying to push through, as many turns as you can in 2 hours and 45 minutes. So what happened is the goblins end up charging into the unit of spears as well, just because they're corner clipping it.
Right.
I'm bringing is a charge in ranks
and all your ranks. And a sneaky hit.
The second round of combat.
Don't forget about that sneaky hit.
The second round of combat, I was able to. He had the guy with a sliver, and the giant and the dragons. I mean, the spiders down to 4 wounds or 3 wounds left. But the guy on the right was still alive, the hero, and the spider had killed the champion last round. So this guy was able to challenge.
Okay.
And pull the spear off the dragon.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, the dragon I keep calling it dragon. The spider went to work and just crushed the unit.
Okay. And you blew them up
over there, correct? And then I elected not to charge the general's unit into the unit of Dragon Prince, Knights of Rima. This is the one I'm not sure about whether that was the right move or not. I didn't charge into him because I thought I could eliminate him because the Nova Flare has already been used. So I'm charging. I think I can eliminate the unit, but then I've got that huge unit of Swordmasters piling into me, and I don't think I can hold to that. So I elected to not charge them, park my BSB out.
But your BSB and your general were in that unit?
Yes. Like I said, I eliminate the unit. I don't think I have a problem beating the Knights of Rima.
Well, I'm just thinking of Swordmasters even. Just.
Oh. Oof. Really?
Is he 8 wide?
He's 8 wide. Mm-hmm. And he goes first. So, because my general has to pop his potion to try to kill off his guy. Maybe. But anyway. So, yeah, I don't think I can pull it off. Especially if he's charging me, I don't even know if I can go. Still can't even go first. Even if I have my potion left.
Yeah, 32 attacks.
Is that all?
Well, it's 16 for the front
Yeah,
rank
that's
and 8 and 8, so 32.
yeah. He's
It's-
down one, but he's got a champ. So
And for your regular guys, he's hitting on 2s if he concentrates on them.
yep,
So 6 off of 32 is
26.
20. Yeah, say 26.
Wounding on 3s.
Wounding on 3s.
It's only 16.
Yeah, and then you save, in theory, half of those.
So 8, which is my unit.
Which is your unit.
My general kills 4, 5, or 6.
And your BSB.
Billy's B kills 3 or 4. So I might actually win the combat.
Yeah, that's if he doesn't direct any attacks towards them.
Correct.
And, but yeah. Yeah.
So maybe. I don't know. I think he's still got a champ left, but so do I. So I guess he couldn't challenge. So anyway.
Well,
anyway.
It's not a surefire thing. So it's
I was worried I would lose the fight.
Yeah. But if you know you could get rid of that, because that Knights of Remon's huge.
And it's
That's
a
a lot
tons
of
of
points.
It is. I probably should have gone at him and then taken my chance at that. Now that I think about it, the more I think about it after the game, that was probably the better choice. But anyway, because of that, that's where the game ended. After he killed me,
Is that all he had left? Is those 2 units?
He killed my So he ends up with just those 2 units left, and they get a 15-5.
Okay.
Which ended up with 69 points.
8th overall. And there were how many people in this tournament?
64.
64.
So top 8.
Quite impressive.
It was a good tournament for me.
Yeah.
I'm kind of liking this list. I'm not sure if it's what I should.
It'd be better if your mage had a weapon. I'm just saying.
If my mage had a weapon? No.
Oh, sorry, you're one guy that's missing the weapon.
Oh yeah. That guy. That guy's gone. Mr. Bob without a weapon is definitely fired. This was dumb. I should have just double charged him. It's what it is. I should have got rid of them. They just sat there. I sat there pinned behind them way too long.
Yeah.
Knowing the giant can pivot around and go back up there and block the dragon princes for a turn.
Yeah.
Because if I charge them and can eliminate them, he doesn't dare charge my giant because both unit of boar boys jump on his knights.
Yeah.
And with his swordsman over there, they don't have the support. So this was terrible move on my part.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're going to block them anyway.
To start it off, yeah. And then, again, with the giant up there to protect them, why didn't I eliminate him? That's pretty much the same thing. I should have just eliminated him. Got him out of the way. I tend to sometimes leave chaff hanging out there way too long.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Because you think they're chaff, you can do with them whenever you want.
Yeah, and he was at least smart. He was smart in the dragon princes, because when I came around the corner with the with that hero,
right,
I was hoping he would. His general was the guy in the character in the unit was off to the left.
Mm-hmm.
When the guy came around the corner, he moved him to the right.
Yeah.
So to stop me from coming into it.
Right.
I just would have loved for him to have missed that and then just go in there and just because all I want to do is tie him up for a turn.
Sure.
So then I can get rid of stuff. But anyway.
Right.
So, but yeah, that was my biggest problem, I think. The other thing I was kind of worried is that I didn't want to get too close to the unit of swordmasters back there, but they're pretty far back. So
yeah,
probably shouldn't have worried as much as I would. And the unit of Seaguard doesn't scare me if it's not shooting.
Yeah, and you still have your wolf riders.
And I have managed to get off 2 turns in a row because I was using my mushroom as well to make it harder to spell. But I was using that to get the twisted effigy on him, so he can't shoot with the Seaguard, and they're -2 to cast.
Okay.
So I was giving him a rougher time with that.
Yeah, that helps. Were you catapulting him?
I was attempted to catapult.
So you had a bad catapult tournament.
I had a terrible. Well, I mean, I only had the one. He didn't really fire for the first 3 games. I don't think.
Okay. I mean, he's only 15 points. So,
15 points. I fired 6 times at those warriors, though. That's the one that really irritated me. Got nothing. And then this one, it's whatever. I mean, hitting something at this range, it would have been nice, but especially hitting a block of swordmasters would have been nice, but neither block ended up mattering. I guess if I would have hit this block on the right and thumped off 5 or 6 of them, then it would have made my boar boy at the very end charge.
Yeah.
More reasonable. But anyway. So yeah, fun game though.
So yeah, so 5-0.
5-0. Look at that. 69, eighth overall, and I'm on
5-0.
table 8. It was destiny.
And you're on table 8.
It was destiny.
You were in 8th place on table 8. 5-0.
Yes. 5-0. Yep, had a good tournament. Like I said, I like the list. I want to change something with that one character, obviously. And I'm not.
Your mage needs to get on a wolf or something.
I'm gonna, and my mage is gonna end up getting on a wolf. The problem with that is I'm terrified of, he can't go with the wolf rider units because the wolf riders have to be there for doing what they do. They need to chaff stuff. I guess they can go with them
Well,
if
it
all they're going
depends
to do is chaff.
because
He can leave.
your
the turn
goblins
they
have
chaff.
hardly done anything in most of these games.
My goblins have done almost nothing. They helped fight the.
I mean, here they gave us a rank bonus, but
Correct. They cost me 6 points in the last game.
but otherwise you've been holding them back as a bunker.
Yeah, and that's kind of what they're supposed to be for.
You know,
I mean, they're not very expensive, to tell you the truth, but the goblins
you
themselves.
could probably afford 2 more units of wolf riders.
I could, but I don't know. But I need the scoring. I'd also want the scoring.
For the scoring. Well, you got what?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
It's 4 right now.
Yeah.
So, and somebody's gonna. They're not gonna make it. I mean, the goblins were under 300 points for what they are, for that big block.
Yeah, no, I know they're not expensive.
Should be rerollable 9.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with them, but I do need to get the guy on a wolf out of the unit.
Well, I'm just saying you ended up just using them as a bunker.
They're definitely a bunker.
And you're putting extra points into them to use them as a bunker.
I like the Relentless Company banner. I mean, I could pull that out, and that's another, that's a load of points. But I like that. I like the ability to move and
you got the
get
sneaky
in
gets, you got extra guys, you
Correct.
got full command. It's
Yeah, I like the unit.
But if you like it,
I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
So like I said, I think I'm gonna put my mage on a wolf. I think that's gonna be changed, and I think I'd get rid of the orc hero and replace him with a goblin lord on a wolf for roughly the same points. I'll give the guy the Pana Protection pension. Something.
Gain an attack, lose
strength.
Strength and resilience, right?
Lose battle focus, strength, resilience. I lose the ward save. You lose a lot.
Yeah.
But with an 18-inch move, I mean, he gets where he needs to be. He
blocks
something.
He gets some movement.
Because that's what I did more than anything in this tournament is that guy ended up being chaff. I mean, every once in a while he did something like he charged the flank of the spears.
There are cheaper heroes than that.
There are. I mean, I could probably do, for the price of him, I can probably do 2 goblins on wolf riders.
Yeah.
So
if that's your mission with them.
And that's kind of become my mission with them.
Yeah.
Because I definitely need the extra chaff.
Yeah, I love little cheap character.
Yeah. So
fast chaff guys.
I got to figure out if I'm going to do 1 decent character or 2 dirt cheap chaff characters. That's my choice. That's what I need to make up my mind about. But other than that, the list is probably going to stay close, really close.
I mean, you make him decent, then he belongs probably in that other orc unit just to give him some fighting ability.
Right. That's what I was thinking as well.
Not as a chaff.
And if you really want to be sneaky, he joins the other orc unit, like that orc unit on the right with the banner of speed.
Yeah.
Now he's movement 10.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
To charge out of that unit.
Where I think he belongs.
Yeah. And note, I say to charge out of the unit because there's no way he's going to stay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's also helpful if somebody charges you. You've got somebody that can do some damage back.
Correct. Right. So, anyway, but that's it. But yeah, it was a good tournament. We'll do a tournament wrap-up video at some point. I need to put some pictures together.
Oh, okay. Then we'll do that.
I got some nice pictures and stuff. So
good. I want to see some of
these
armies a little closer.
Yeah, some of the armies, like I said, I didn't do they don't. The other one of the other issues. Anyway, it's a great tournament. Had a great time.
Mm-hmm.
But they gave us 45 minutes for lunch without lunch being brought in.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that's kind of rough. So, and then, of course, everyone's rushing to go out, so no one sets out their armies.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't, a lot of armies weren't there on display to take pictures of. A lot of them were just kind of piled up in groups. So
Right.
Like I said, I do have some pictures, but not a ton. Definitely not all the armies.
Mm-hmm.
Just some interesting armies you'll see.
Yeah. Okay.
But there was one army, my favorite army, without seeing it, of course. Favorite army list, I should say. Some guy brought Vermin Swarm. 4 units of 60 slaves, 4 units of 40 clan rats. He had over 400 rats on the board. I mean, he probably did terribly. I have no idea how well he did, but he had over 400 rats on the table. We got to talk to our friend and tell him to get busy because that was fantastic.
Yes.
I loved it. I thought it was a fantastic army.
Yeah, you can't even match that with your goblins.
Not even close. But anyway, that's a ton of rats. And I went over. I actually looked him. I found him between game 4 and game 5, and went over to him, looked at his list, all painted.
Wow, that's good.
I was convinced I was going to go see this big, huge
big
gray
horde,
horde,
yeah.
but all painted. So anyway, there is that. But again, but the reason I'm telling you this now is I don't think I got a picture of that army because I don't think it was displayed.
So what I'm hearing is you're a fan of Vermin Swarm. That's what I'm hearing.
Is that what you're hearing?
That's what I'm hearing. You just love it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So
yeah.
No future criticism allowed.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Actually, I'm not a critic of the new Vermin Swarm book.
I'm kind of a critic, but for other reasons.
I'm a proponent of the new book. I love the new Vermin Swarm book. It's nowhere near what the other one was.
So that's why you took your Vermin Swarm army and put it into storage.
That was before the new book came out. I told the guy that I bought that Vermin Swarm.
You just told me your storage yesterday, so I know what you were really doing.
Did I tell you what I told him?
No.
I told him the only reason I purchased that army was to take it out of
Oh
circulation.
yes, you did say that. Yes.
It's one less Vermin Swarm army in circulation. I just need to buy the other 2 that I know of, and then I don't have to deal with them every time.
Yes.
So anyway, all right. Well, that's it. A lot of blabbing at the end, but that'll do it. Thanks for listening.
Till next time.